Right.
Thank you, John. It was a very powerful case study and a very powerful presentation. Thank you very much. I guess it was a few years back that we did that. Are you still in contact with those adults, probably parents themselves? Can you measure in some way of the sustainability and its impact?
I think that's a question that I knew was going to come. It's a question I knew was going to come. It's a very important question, obviously. But I'm not in contact with these kids. You know, their lives go on as my life goes on. But I have come into contact with some other young people who are now adults, parents themselves, who were working on similar projects with me in other parts of Belfast. That was in Ballymena. It's not my time. But iJADE, site-specific college, is in West Belfast. And what's amazing about it, and it is truly amazing, there's so many young people that were involved in projects with me in 10, 20 years ago, are now youth workers, are working on with young people in this. It's fabulous to see. And now one of them, actually last year, she went with me on a field trip to Berlin. We done a nice piece of work in Berlin. She's a great kid. She's a mom. And she has now become one of our associate lecturers for our test. So when you see that wave, when you see the sort of like the layers of people and places and things which actually contribute to the learning, yeah, the associate lecturers are really crucial to that. These are people that we all know we bring in from the field, and they really spark up something different. And the community context we see as part of actually delivering those associates. So she is one of them. But I can't say, I haven't got any scientific evidence over it. Yeah.
Thank you. I got it. With interference. But, any more? I think we've got time for one more. Oh, sorry, I'm spoiled for choice now. Sorry, I'm like, hello, it's nice to see you. Hi, John.
Hiya.
Of course, the conflict in Northern Ireland is one of the oldest intractable conflicts with religion at its roots. So in different parts of the world, we are finding that the younger generation, a lot of them are choosing atheism. And I'm wondering if in Northern Ireland, the religious beliefs keep the conflict alive, or the conflict keeps the religious, or the religious allegiance alive. And I was just wondering if, because we've seen this in the Bosnian conflict, where people, the younger generation actually renounced their allegiance to religion as a way to move forward with reconciliation. So it's just a very complex issue, and I was just wondering what you thought.
Yeah. Okay, so a minute, okay, let's get some sort of like correctly. Actually, I genuinely mean this. Religion's nothing to do with it. Religion was just weaponized, and was weaponized by the colonists who happened to be the British, and they've done that in many different countries. So the religion issue is not the point. It doesn't keep the conflict going, or it doesn't diminish the conflict in any way. It's an identity conflict. And now it's one which is it is in reparation, there's no question about it. And I do think it's going to fix itself. It's always going to be in process, as I say, but I do think it's moving toward a very dangerous stage in the conflict in Northern Ireland, because the demographics have changed. The state of Northern Ireland was established in 1921-22 to create a Protestant majority, thereby would always be loyal to the Crown of England. That's changed. And the majority now in Northern Ireland come from the Catholic community, who would be more aligned with the Irish tradition. We're in a real dangerous moment with that. And one of the projects that I've been working on in West Belfast, I think I need to share this with you, because at times it doesn't work. It doesn't always work. And one of them has not worked. And I've had to remove myself from it. And now there's a group of students from our test, Dutch students, on the Shankill Road doing work. But I've removed myself out of it, give it some breathing space. And the reason was because I was asked the question, why are you here? Which I asked the other day. And I was asked it by a person who was doing it deliberately to antagonize me, who had been saying some pretty horrible sectarian things earlier in the day. And I did react. I'm from there, I'm part of the fabric. And my answer was to prepare your community for a united Ireland. And I actually think